Hi, I'm Frank Heneghan, owner of Connecticut Shingle and Gutter. The roof and gutters on your home or building are the most important systems in making sure you stay dry and protected. But it's the area most people ignore or forget about entirely until it's too late and the damage is done. The roof and gutter help you control the weather and keep your investment safe and dry. It's as easy as it is important. Are you ready to control the weather? Let us show you how. Today is going to be a fun day. It's always an adventure with what we do. Our job is bringing to light a lot of problems that they wouldn't know otherwise. We're going to give them a snapshot and a life expectancy of everything we see up there, to do a general overhaul on the gutter system, do an inspection, and let them know what's going on up there on the roof. This is the back wall of the gutter. We have a massive built-in gutter trough here with about 4.5 inches of standing water. Good 4 inches of standing water. The depth of this trough is 8 inches at least, so we're holding a ton of water. What I'm going to do is try to remove a clog at the downspout and let all this water drain out. That'll expose the gutter liner that I have found some flaws in already on other parts of the building, and I'll drain this and then show you what my findings are. This is what we call a bulb strainer. It's just really a big massive spring. And they're good and bad. They're good because they keep debris out of the downspout, but they're bad because they clog very quickly. We've now exposed the gutter liner. Now originally when this building was put together, they just used copper sheeting for the roofing and to line the gutter trough. But over time, that copper thins out because there's always a constant flow of water in it. So it makes the copper very thin. Water winds up tearing through, and you get water inside the building potentially. With advancements in technology, we started using gutter liners. And there's a variety of gutter liners. The ones we like to use are liquid plastic, and we use a remat, which is a fiberglass fabric that we lay into between coats of the liquid plastic to give it rigidity and strength. In this case, I'm not exactly sure what this is because it's so far gone. There is a remat, there is some fiberglass inlay, and there's layers of roll-on material, but it's in a state of disrepair. And if you see inside this liner where I'm picking at with this tool, this liner is scabbing and flaking up. And this is a problem. This means water's getting underneath the liner. If water's getting underneath the liner, chances are it can find its way through the copper, the original copper, and then inside the building itself. So this would need to be addressed. So this particular roof is what we call a batten design. From the ground, you would think it's a standing seam metal roof, but it's actually a batten roof. And what we have here is blocking, what we call battens, that are continuous from the eaves to the ridge. And each successive copper panel bends up and over the batten, covering the other panel, and then this all gets fastened down. What we like to do with copper is use a hidden cleating system so that there is no penetration on the panel. But as you can see, somebody's been up here, and we have what looks to be an 1.5-inch wood grip screw with a hex head and a steel washer and rubber gasket. My guess is that they installed these battens, these screws through the battens to fasten them down. Maybe they were warping or rotting or splitting because they are very old, and maybe they were curling up a little bit at the ends, and so they set these screws to sort of pin them down. You see one in each batten. I'm not a big fan of this approach. It's short-lived. You could already see rusting on the heads of these screws. A lot of times it's a steel screw with a zinc jacket on it. The zinc wears away, and then the steel is exposed and it rusts. If this exacerbates, which it will, being out in the elements, if I come out here in a few years and I try to back these screws out, I'm not going to be able to catch and bite to this hex head with a tool. And we're going to have problems. It's going to have to be cut out, drilled out. Could be very labor intensive if this roof ever needs servicing. The roof also has been coated. This is not the original copper, although the coating they used is a mint green color, which really resembles patinaed copper. I'm sure the original copper would be this color, but this is a coating that they use to protect the copper and get more life out of the roof. I think it's a good idea. I believe in coatings, they work, but as you can see in many places, the coating is already powdered and is wearing away. So it will need to be pressure washed and reapplied to keep this thing up and running. So what we have here is an aluminum downspout and a faux copper conductor head. This is purely decoration. This was just fastened to the downspout to make it look pretty. It doesn't look pretty anymore. It's tired and old, and the paint's flat, and it's bent out of shape, and it was filled with a giant bird's nest. The nest did a number on this downspout. It was the acidity of the bird's nest with the birds pooping in the nest constantly, and the fact that this is copper and up against an aluminum downspout, we created electrolysis and had a galvanic reaction, and that's exactly what happens. It looks like rust. It's pitting. So this is a damaged downspout. If I didn't pull this off, we wouldn't have known that this existed, and you would have had water spurting out of here all year round, and in the wintertime, it would exacerbate as ice and probably form ice down the downspout and really be a head scratcher for the owners of the building. Well, we are almost wrapping up our project here. What we did was do a full eval on the building. We noted what needs to be replaced, what is at risk of needing to be replaced, and we did a cleaning. We took all the debris out of the gutters. There was quite a bit, and we took all the clogs out of the downspouts and got everything open and free flowing, and they should be in good shape for many more rainstorms to come. But now is time to re-up and do some replacement work. A building like this is an institution. It's here forever, and it's supposed to be here forever. So to get up there and see all the nuances of the construction is very interesting to me, and to beautify that building and make improvements and sort of put our Connecticut gutter stamp on it is also exciting, and we have a lot of those in 15 years of business around the state and in Westchester County, and we just added this one to the list.